So, knowing that the devil is so quick to misinterpret what we say, we are now saying that black love, black consciousness, black equality, black unity is not black supremacy, right? Let me just repeat that. Black love, black consciousness, black unity, and black togetherness, basically, that consolidation of black power is not black supremacy. Black power is not going to do to white people what the white power has done. Black power is not going to do to white people what black or what white supremacy has done to black people. What am I saying? You see, white supremacy slaughtered, that's number one, slaughtered and killed innocent men, children, women to bring about profound change. We are not going to do that. All we are going to do is unite with our brothers and sisters. And whatever speaks to that unity, that's what we're going to do. Okay? Whatever speaks to that unity, that's what we're going to do. We are not about enslaving white people. No. It's just that it so happened to do that because what the white man has done is so wicked to the point that his guilty conscience is so profound. His guilty conscience is so profound that whenever he hears about black unity, he feels like, oh, black people are uniting to come and attack me. No, devil, no, Satan, we are not uniting to come and attack you. We don't think like you. We are uniting so we can love our brothers and sisters, so we can love and hug our brothers and sisters and embrace our brothers and sisters. We are not uniting to come and attack you, but we are uniting to stand strong against you. Don't come and try and attack us while we are united, because then you are signing your own death warrant. When white people, when black people unite, do not try to attack black people, because you are signing your own death warrant. Okay? So when you see us uniting, don't even stop our unity. Don't even try and stop our unity, because we are going to rip through you. Don't put obstacles in our way, because today we have to do for self what you failed to do for us. When Farad Mohammed came in 1837, I believe, is it 1887? I think it's 1887, round about there. But he lived all the way trying to educate and trying to administer our Christ, our helper, what we believe is our Christ. Elijah Muhammad is the one who really came with this black consciousness. He's the one who really interpreted what he meant when you were saying the devil is the white man is the devil. You know, he was the one really speaking up these things, and he brought about black consciousness, black awareness. You see, today the Nation of Islam is the umbrella for black love, for black unity, for black consciousness, right? As administered by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So when in 1917, when Elijah Muhammad, I think it was Elijah Muhammad at the time, or it was Farad Muhammad at the time, I'm not quite sure, but it was said that your time to rule as white supremacy was over, and that you needed to let God's people go, because you could not live with God's people. And Elijah Muhammad asked for us to separate and say, look, separate us. You on one section, us on one section, because we can't live together. You can't put goats and sheep. You can't put goat and sheep together to graze together, Whereas we know who the sheep is, we also know who the goat is. We can't put them together to graze. So Elijah Muhammad said, let the sheep go on one side, in one camp. Let the goats go graze in one camp. But the goat continue following after the sheep. Wherever the sheep went, the goat continued following. And that's why we saw, not long after that declaration, that the white man's time to rule was up. And he needs now to put and administer freedom, justice, and equality to all people of color. The enemy went on the rampage. And that is why we saw World War I. We saw World War I in 1917, just right about that time. And not long after that, we saw World War II in 1945, where the American government, it was always about the American government. It was always about white supremacy, trying to subjugate, trying to control, trying to hoodwink, trying to abuse. It's always about white supremacy, trying to interfere in other people's affairs. And that's why we saw that war, where they created atomic bombs and went and bombed the Japanese people. Okay? In South Africa, our people were they suffered, They suffered. Children were being gunned down like dogs in the street for demonstrating for education, for the right type of education that they wanted and that they thought they could understand. They were demonstrating against Afrikaans, but the white men slaughtered them. Instead of saying, okay, fine, you said you don't want Afrikaans. Which language do you want? Which language do you think is more applicable to you and that you can understand more so that we can rewrite the books into that language? No, they didn't do that. They went on and slaughtered. So we are not saying black unity and black consciousness is to fight whites. Maybe to fight white supremacy, because it's really white supremacy that is the problem, not the color. It's not just because I see you are white, I assume that you are a devil. No, your action speaks louder than your color. Your action speaks louder than your color. And it's not your color. It's that force of evil that is coming from above, that you as a white man also then end up answering to, and end up protecting, and end up trying to employ and impose on everyone else. That becomes the problem. Then we say you are a devil. But best believe me, it's not just white people doing that. Today we've got devils in the form that dark as I am, or even blacker than me. We understand this nonsense. And those are the people that we need to stand against. Okay? We know the devil, man. We know the devil. Oh, we know the devil. You are of your father the devil. And the last of your father, he seeks to do so. We know you. Okay. So, Today we are bringing about unity. And we don't care what the devil is prepared to do today. We don't care what the devil is prepared to do today, because as far as we're concerned, let the devil do what he has to do. Let the devil do what he got to do. Let the devil do it. Because today is God is in power. Today we know that the devil has his weapons of mass destruction that he can't even use. And he's so frustrated. Oh, the devil. Because the devil is bloodthirsty. He wants to see more bloodshed. But God says, no, not today. And the devil is so angry. The devil is so angry, beloved, that he can't use his weapons of mass destruction. So today, while the devil cannot use his weapons of mass destruction, God says, we as the people need now to unite. We as the people of God need now to unite. And let us start as small as SADC. And then before we know it, we keep bringing all those countries in that are close to the SADC borders. Get them in. Let's expand SADC to a point where it doesn't become SADC anymore. It becomes ADC or AFDEC, African Development Community, because SADC stands for South African or Southern African, Development Community. So we need to change to head in that direction where SADC become AFDEC. All right? And we should not listen to the enemy. We should beware of the enemy. We should stand against the enemy. We should speak against the enemy. And we are saying we young people are going to be at the helm of it all. We're going to be at the center of it all. We're going to run with it. And if we don't finish the course, our children will come and start the course. They will come and pick off right where we started, just like we are picking off where the forefathers have left. The forefathers have already put in that spirit of Ubuntu. They've already brought about that spirit of unity. That spirit is not going to die today. That spirit is not going to die today. In fact, it's going to multiply and multiply. And the more of us that you try to kill devil, the more of us come back to be right in your face. Because you thought when you killed brothers like Malcolm X, brothers like Martin Luther King, brothers like Steve Biko, brothers like Patrice Lumumba, brothers like Thomas Sankara, you thought when you killed these brothers, it was done and dusted. Well, I'm just telling you that your nightmares has just multiplied. Your nightmares have just multiplied. Devil. Because we are not like some of those who you thought you could control with bribes. You can't bribe me. The devil, you can't bribe me, because I know God takes care of me. God takes care of me. So you can't bribe me. There's nothing that you can give me that I don't already have. There's nothing that you're going to give me that the Lord has not already promised for me. So you can't bribe me. And there are many like me that you can't bribe. You can't, I had brother, pastor, what is his brother? I think Pastor Jennings or something like that, where he said, I'm not a hoe, I'm not a prostitute, you cannot buy me. Because somebody tried to buy him, somebody tried to buy his sermon so that he can start preaching against other black people and stuff like that. He said, I'm not a hoe, you cannot buy me. So, equally so, I tell you, the devil, I'm no hoe, you cannot buy me. You see? So, beloved brothers and sisters, I want to leave you in the same spirit that I started with. I want to greet you in the greeting words of peace. We say it in the ancient Arabic tongue, Assalamu alaikum.